I've done many videos now on the benefits of walking forwards as well as the benefits of walking backwards. But what about walking sideways? Are there actually any benefits to doing this as an exercise? Well, actually, yes, there are. There are huge benefits to doing this, particularly if you suffer with knee pain. So in this video, I'm going to look at the benefits of walking sideways as an exercise and maybe why you should be doing it. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to another video. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Dr. Steven Hulme and I'm a chiropractor currently based in the Oxfordshire area. Now this video we're going to look at sideways walking. So we've looked at forward walking and the benefits of that, and you can see my videos on that here. And we've also looked at backwards walking and you can see that one just here. But this one, now we're going to look at sideways walking, and it's otherwise known as a crab walk, obviously because crabs walk sideways. They're actually one of the only legged animals that I could find that actually walk sideways, and they are better moving sideways than in any other direction, which is quite interesting. But obviously for humans, we're built to move forward primarily. However, there are some benefits of walking sideways and using this as an exercise, and this is actually an exercise that is called the crab walk that is given by many different people, chiropractors, physios, etc., for many different reasons. One of the prime reasons for giving it is to improve your lateral control. Lateral basically just means going outwards or going sideways, and we have fairly good control going forwards because we do it every day, but we don't tend to go sideways very often. Now, to go sideways, what has to happen is you have to have a muscle called your abductor. So an abductor muscle is a muscle that will bring the object outwards. So in this case, it would be your hip. So your abductor muscle of your hip is going to bring them outwards. Now, your prime abductor muscle is going to be your gluteus medius and your gluteus minimus as part of your glutes. And that's going to bring the leg outwards to allow your body to move sideways. At the same time, you're going to get a stretch of the opposite muscle, which is going to be your adductor. So this is adductor as opposed to the gluteus muscle, which is the abductor. An adductor brings the object in toward the midline. So you're going to increase the strength, therefore, of your gluteus muscle, and you're going to get a bit of a stretch of your adductor muscle. Now, it tends to be that your glute muscles tend to get weak in a dysfunctional pattern, and your adductor muscle tends to get very tight. And if you have this imbalance, this can cause issues within the hip. But there are many other things that can become a problem if you have weak glutes and tight adductors. One of the roles of the glutes is to control your hip, which of course is going to control your knee and your ankle. The position of your hip is going to change the position of your knee and your ankle. Another role of the glute medius muscle is to externally rotate your hip outwards. It does this when you walk, when you run, when you jump, and it's primarily doing it to prevent the hip from going too far inwards, from internally rotating. So basically it's controlling it to ensure that your hip is in the position that you actually want it to be. If you have a weakness in the glute, it means that you're not going to have that same level of control, which means that as you walk and run and jump, it's going to be a lot easier for the hip to go too far internally, which is going to then have a knock-on effect on your knee. So this can affect your hip, but more commonly this presents with knee issues. So if the hip is falling inwards too much, this is also going to cause the knee to fall inwards too much, and this is going to put a lot of pressure on the structures within the knee. That can be the ligaments, the muscle, the tendons, as well as the knee. It's going to cause a collapse of the arch of the foot and the ankle, and again that's going to put more stress and strain to the ligaments and the joints of your foot. So you can have a glute medius weakness that can cause either issues in the low back, the hip, the knee, or the foot and ankle. And you won't always know until this is assessed, which is something that a chiropractor will normally be able to do. So this is where the crab walk comes in, or the sideways walking comes in, because in this exercise you have to use that glute muscle a lot more than if you're going to walk forwards or if you're going to walk backwards. So it's a common exercise given if you want to strengthen your glutes, and it's done in a fairly functional way. And there are many ways you can do it. You can just do it simply just walking sideways, or to give yourself some more resistance, to increase the challenge and to feel the stimulation and the burn in that muscle more, you can use a TheraBand. So just a resistance band that can go around the knees, so that as you walk sideways, it has a bit more resistance. Now, as you do this, you'll feel the burn in your glute medius. So that's going to be just behind the bony prominence of your hip that you can feel on the outside. So it's going to be almost pretty much into your buttock, but not right at the back. It's going to be slightly to the side of the buttock. That's where you should feel the fatigue in the muscle if you're doing it correctly. There's a few things that you want to make sure you're doing. You want to make sure, as you can see in this video here, that the knee is the thing that's leading and not the foot. If the foot is going first, it means that your glute is being lazy and your knee's being left behind. So you want to make sure that either that the knee is parallel with the foot, or the knee is just slightly ahead of the foot as you're bringing the knee outwards. So if you haven't seen this exercise before, or you haven't tried it, then do give it a go. It's a fantastic exercise, and I think it's really good for us to train ourselves in all different directions, forwards, backwards, and sideways. Then you're going to have the maximum abilities in all directions, and it's also going to be very good for balance. Backwards walking has been shown, as I mentioned in my previous video, to help in balance, and I think it's mainly because that when we lose our balance, we tend to fall backwards, whereas when we go backwards, when we're doing the backwards walking, we're training that aspect, but also now training the sideways aspect can also then help with that lateral stability. So do let me know how you get on in the comments below. If you have any questions, put them in there as well, and I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, if you enjoy this type of content, then please do subscribe for more videos similar to this one, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.